Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing today? I said, how are you guys doing today? Woo! All right, this is a show for everyone, including teachers. And when I repeat something twice, make sure to cover your ears. How are you guys doing? We're so happy. We're so thrilled to be here today. Thank you so much for being with us. Oh my goodness, we just are so excited to play all this amazing, wonderful, trailblazing music for you. My name is Giacomo Byros, and along with Sam Hyken, we are the co-founders and artistic directors of New Deco Ensemble, Miami's 21st Century Chamber Orchestra. Give them a round of applause, everybody. So, now, as one of the cool things about being a 21st Century Chamber Orchestra is that we combine many musical styles together, such as classical, pop, R&B, jazz, and even a little bit of hip hop as well. So we get our unique sound, though, by bringing together a lot of different kinds of instruments from kind of the old traditions of the orchestra, like the strings, the violins, the cellos, the basses, woodwinds, brass, percussion, but then we combine them with 21st century instruments like synthesizers and keyboards and drum sets and electric guitars and electric basses and so much more. So you'll hear all of that throughout today. Now, our mission is to share and perform the music of today's most exciting and diverse composers, no matter what their musical or stylistic backgrounds are. So, are you guys ready for a show? Ha ha. All right. That's what I love to hear. So, that piece you just heard, the very first piece we just played was called Fuse, and it was written by our good friend Nicholas Omiacholi. Now, Nicholas's music is very wide ranging, and what he does is fuse, haha, the styles of rock and roll, heavy metal, funk, and a little bit of disco into a whole new sound. So, we love playing his music. It's really energetic and virtuosic. Now, today's show, we're going to explore how musical streams of influence from all over the world, including the old world, which primarily means like Europe and Africa, and also the new world, which typically means North America and South America. Okay, so we have the old world from Europe and Africa, and the new world of South America and North America. Now, together, we're going to explore how these rich musical traditions have profoundly shaped and come to define both classical and popular American music as we know it today. Plus, all of the music you're going to hear today has been written by American composers, which I think is really, really cool. Now, there are three key streams of influence that we're going to focus on today. That's Latin, African, and European. Okay, those traditions, those three. So remember those. Now, while music in the early American history, like 1600s, 1700s, even early 1800s, had a very distinct sort of British quality to it, but a lot of American musicians started to travel to Europe and get their training from these old world traditions. Now, when these musicians came back, they returned from their studies, they began fusing the traditions they learned in Europe to American styles like African American spirituals, blues, jazz, ragtime, and a lot of folk melodies. So, up next, we're going to play the exciting first part of a piece of music that draws its inspiration from both the old world and the new world. Now, I need you guys to listen really carefully because afterwards, we want you to guess the streams of influence from which it comes. And remember, there are three: Latin, African, and American. So here is Cuban Overture by George Gershwin. We're just going to play a little bit for you. Give it up to New Deco Ensemble. Bravo, guys. So good. All right. So you just heard the first part of Cuban Overture by American composer George Gershwin. Y'all like that, right? It was good? Okay. So that piece combines two major streams of influence. The first one that Gershwin uses is from the Old World, but can you guess which one that you heard from there? Africa? Not totally. Latin? Did you hear some Latin music in there? Ooh. Okay. Vote for African, raise your hand. Vote for European, raise your hand. Now vote for Latin, raise your hand. Woo, there you go. All three of those answers are right, but primarily he used a lot of Latin influence. Now, we're going to talk about the European side of this a little bit later. So, that's great. I'm glad you're really happy about that. Like I said at the beginning today, we love to mix all the styles and genres of music together. And Gershwin, who was a very famous composer, loved to do the same thing as well. Gershwin was really cool because he took jazz from the nightclubs of New York City and brought him onto the stages and concert halls of classical music. He was one of the first people to really do this. And in 1932, 90 years ago, Gershwin traveled all the way to Havana, Cuba. And he was so inspired by the sounds, the rhythms, and all the unique percussion instruments that he heard while he was there. Now, after that trip, he came back home and he was so inspired, he decided to write a symphonic overture, which is what you just heard, that infused all these elements. Now, the music of Cuba is some of the richest and most influential in the world. Cuban music blends together so many African as well as European traditions from the past 500 years. This small but incredibly influential and cultured island has really influenced popular music in America for over a century. So, for example, we're gonna learn a little bit more about Cuban music. Son Cubano. Son Cubano is a style of vocal and instrumental dance music that spread from the countryside all the way to the capital of Havana. Now, it is strongly rooted in African traditions, but now we refer to it as Afro-Cuban. And these dances made their way all the way to the United States. You guys ever heard of a rumba? You ever heard of a dance called a rumba? Have you guys heard of salsa? Okay, have you heard of a mamba? You ever heard of a mambo? You heard of Black Mamba, right? Kobe Bryant. How about Mambo, the dance? Mambo number 5, you don't know this one? Okay, how about this? Cha-cha-cha. Can you do that with me? Cha-cha-cha, 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 cha-cha-cha. Now wait. Let's see if we can do it in time. Ready? I need everybody, teachers too, don't be shy. Ready? Here we go. Cha-cha-cha. Just do it soft, Cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. Now raise it up. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Now down. Cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. Uh-oh. Listen to the percussion. Keep on with me. Cha-cha-cha, 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 cha-cha-cha. All right. Good job, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm proud of you. Doing all these wonderful Cuban rhythms. That's cool. Now, another one of these rhythmic patterns or keys of the son cubano is called the clave. Now, the clave is also the name of an instrument that often plays the repeating clave rhythmic pattern. That's pretty confusing, right? I'm kind of confused by that. Okay, but let's hear the son clave pattern on the clave instrument, okay? Check it out. Let's clap along with that. Da, 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 da. Whoa. Da, 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 da. Better rhythm, come on. Da, 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 da. da, 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 da. Yourself a round of applause. Give it up for our rhythm section back there. You guys are amazing. That is so incredible. You guys have already learned about cha-cha-cha. You've learned about the clave pattern and a little bit of Afro-Cuban music as well. Incredible. Now, let's listen to how Gershwin puts the clave pattern into the orchestra instruments, because he uses it in a different way. He puts it with the bassoon, the cello, the bass, and our specialty, the electric bass. Let's listen to that. You guys hear that in the orchestra? Give yourself a round of applause. You guys are so good. You guys are really impressing me. Really. I mean, I am just blown away. Now, here's another cool trick that Gershwin does. He puts the melody in the brass section, but again, he outlines that clave pattern. So you keep hearing this pattern over and over and over again. Check it out. For the brass section back there. Those guys are amazing. Okay, now you've learned about all these Latin influences in Gershwin. Now we're going to learn about the European stream of influence in his music, because he combines both. And that was the cool thing about not only this show, but these composers. They borrow from all these traditions. Now, we're going to learn about two parts of this European tradition. First is going to be form, and the other is going to be a canon. And I'm going to talk about the form in a second, but a canon is when two instruments or voices repeat each other after each other. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to explain a canon. So two voices repeat each other after each other. All right? Now, since it's kind of difficult to explain, I think we're going to do a musical canon together. You guys down to do a musical canon with me? Okay. Does everybody here know row, row, row your boat? Good. So see this line right here? I'm going to do an imaginary line right up the middle of the hall. Whoop. Everybody on this side is going to be choir 1. Everybody on this side is going to be choir 2. All right? So the first thing we're going to practice is row, row, row your boat together, everybody together. You ready? With me. Here we go. Want to give them a note? C, right? You guys hear that C natural? Row. Here we go. 1, 2, everybody now. Row, row, row. I can't hear you. One more time. Come on, give it to me. Teachers too. Okay. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. You guys did it. All right. Now, I want you to show me how amazing musicians you already are. We're going to divide this, okay? Remember, choir 1, then choir 2. And I need you to sing it, not scream it, but sing it. The first half, choir 1. This is from this invisible line. You guys right in the middle can choose a side. And then choir 2 over here. So first, choir 2, give them a second. We're going to practice with choir 1. I'll come back. Here we go. You ready, choir 1? 1, 2, ready, go. Row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is... Okay, stop. Now, choir 2, you ready to practice? Here we go. 1, 2, choir 2. Row, row. Pretty good over here. Oh, man. Wow. Great. Now, here's the trick. We're going to do this in a canon. So choir 1 is going to be the first part of the canon. Choir 2 is going to be the second part of the canon. So when I point to you, that's when you start singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Don't start before I point to you. And then keep singing it, and I'll go back and forth, okay? It might be a little tricky. Here we go. So choir 1 starts, and then I will bring choir 2 in. And when you start on Row, Row, Row Your Boat, okay? Here is the canon. You guys ready? Give me that C. Here we go. 1, 2, choir 1 only. Row, row, row your boat. Get ready, here go, choir. Now, row. Merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily, row your boat gently down the stream. All right, y'all see that? Give yourselves a round of applause. It's so good. That is a canon. Now, hear what Gershwin does in the melody when the oboe and the clarinet do a canon in the music. Do you hear that? Give them a round of applause. This is so beautiful the way they play. You guys are so good. I am so impressed with you all. You're amazing. Now that we've learned what a canon is, we're also going to learn about the form of music. Now, because Gershwin is a really incredible composer in that he liked to combine different styles. We already know that. And he uses a lot of different things in his music. The European classical music form that he uses in this piece is called A, B, A. Very simple. That means two main sections, A and a B, but the A section is heard twice. It repeats at the end of the piece. However, in the slow B section, there's also this lonely clarinet cadenza. Now, a cadenza is another European traditional musical form. Can I hear you guys say cadenza? One more time, let me hear you say it. There you go. Now, cadenza shows off the virtuosity of an instrument during a piece. Very, very common in classical music. You usually hear it with concertos, violins, piano, all that kind of stuff. Now, we're going to listen to the very slow, beautiful B section that starts with a cadenza, and then we're going to play the rest of the piece for you. Y'all having fun yet? Are y'all having fun? All right, you guys are amazing. Here is the rest of Cuban Overture by Gershwin. Give an extra round of applause to Ashley on the clarinet cadenza. Thank you so much. You guys are so incredible. Really, really just so honored and happy to be here with you all today. It has been such a fun journey so far. Now, we're going to play another piece by Jesse Montgomery, and it's called Strum. Now, Strum is really interesting because the title refers to a way of playing like you play a guitar. Have you guys ever seen like a guitarist strumming a guitar? Like just a strum, like any just regular old guitarist? Well, in classical music, they have that as well, but she does it through a European traditional form called pizzicato, okay? So we're gonna demonstrate a little bit of a pizzicato for you right now, and it's gonna be Aaron, our cellist. He's gonna do it. Nice, so beautiful. Now, the way Jessie writes this piece is that she also combines the strumming technique and the pizzicato technique in a way that sounds a little bit different. Now, Dina is going to demonstrate for you the strumming technique of the pizzicato. Did you guys know a violin can even sound like that? I think that's pretty cool stuff. Now, what Jessie does that's so cool is she combines them and puts them together to form one sort of cool sound. Let's have them do it together. 1, 2, 3. Give them a round of applause, everybody. So what's really incredible about all this music is that people from around the world, composers today, are taking inspiration from so many different places. Now, Jessie takes it from a lot of different American inspirations. So not only is she taking it from American music, but she's also taking it from African American music, spirituals, folk music, and also dance music as well. Now, we're gonna do a couple different sections of this piece before we play it for you. The first one signifies a folk melody. Isn't that beautiful? It's really soft and gorgeous. So she also takes elements of dance music. So you heard a bit of that pizzicato, but she also takes inspiration from dance elements that use the pizzicato and the strumming techniques all together to create a really wild sort of dance feel. You'll hear it. So she's taking all these things. She's borrowing from African traditions. She's borrowing from African American traditions. She's borrowing from American traditions. And she has all these streams of influence coming into one cool thing. So now we're going to play for you Jessie Montgomery's really amazing piece called Strum. up for our string section. Can you guys stand? All right. So we're going to move a little bit further along, but before we play the last bit of music we're going to play for you today, we have a very special presentation for you from Jessica and Michelle at the Greater Miami Youth Symphony, who are going to tell you a little bit more about their amazing organization. I myself was a member of the Greater Miami Youth Symphony when I was a little kid. I think Aaron Merritt was as well. And we're so excited to welcome to the stage to talk to you for just a quick second. Please come on out. Give them a round of applause, everybody.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica. I'm with the Greater Miami Youth Symphony. And before I get started telling you a little about us, I want to ask you a few questions. I want you to raise your hand if you think all of these musicians on stage just kind of woke up one day and they could play these instruments.
Wow.
How many of you raise your hand if you think that they have been playing these instruments over several years and with lots of practice? Wonderful. I think that's exactly where we are today. And what I'm here to tell you is that you, starting right now, today, this week, this year, could start the process in order to be one of these musicians on stage. So what I would love for you to know is that anything is possible. And we would love to have you at the Greater Miami Youth Symphony. Not only can you learn to do this, but you can learn to do this from staff members and faculty that we have at GMYS. Raise your hand if you teach for GMYS. We have 2 on stage today. So we are encouraging you to pursue orchestra music. You can do anything. You can be a musician today. You can be a musician tomorrow, and we hope to see you soon.
All right. Give her a round of applause. One day, how many musicians out here already? How many of you guys love music, play music, sing in the shower? And see, it's great. Music is like the universal language. We all can feel it. We can all connect to it. Now, one thing I want to talk to you a little bit about, the influence of African culture, and especially the influence it has had on music in America, has been and continues to be profound. The African stream of influence, the old world, has created distinctive music that sank into its roots, sank into American roots really deeply, into the entire African American experience. Now, in the early 1900s, African-American ragtime and blues profoundly shaped American popular songs. African-American musical traditions also influenced the jazz age of the 1920s, the swing era of the 1930s and 40s, rhythm and blues, which is now R&B in the 1950s, and soul music from the 1960s. So for over a century, African-American culture and music has shaped the course of popular American music, and that is really incredible. So our next artist we are going to celebrate today is known as the Prince of Soul, the one and only Marvin Gaye. That's right. Our teachers know Marvin Gaye, don't you? So just as Gershwin combined music and jazz and classical and Latin traditions, Marvin Gaye shaped the sound of Motown by combining rhythms and blues with elements of jazz and soul, all with a fresh and unique pop appeal. Now, the sound world that Marvin Gaye lived in and helped to create owes itself to jazz. And besides being a music that is truly born in America, that is jazz, which was born really in this country, one of the defining elements of jazz is called improvisation. Can you say this word, improvisation? All together now, come on. That's right. Improvisation means creating and making new music on the spot. Now, jazz, improv, we'll call it short for improv, is like the creative cousin to classical cadenzas, which you heard in that clarinet a little bit earlier. Now, just like a solo cadenza in classical music, it's very long, or it can be longer, it's very virtuosic, and it really just shows off that instrument. And it takes its time to do so. So our next song by Marvin Gaye is called Trouble Man, and it's going to feature our amazing guitarist in the back, Aaron Libos, on the electric guitar. Give him a hand back there. There he is. And he's going to play an improvised solo in the middle of this piece. So I'll let you know when it starts. Now, this piece was reimagined by musicians in the orchestra. They wrote it from Sam Hyken, our CEO, who I told you about at the beginning, Armando Lopez, Jason Matthews, and Aaron Libos. They all put this together. So here is Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man. Give it up for Aaron Lebus on the guitar, ladies and gentlemen. Can I just say, you guys are such an incredible audience. You guys have been so, so good. Can you guys give yourselves a round of applause? You guys are so amazing. And listen, I want to also give a shout out to the teachers. My mom was a lifelong education teacher. I just am so honored to have you guys here as well. Can we give our teachers a big round of applause for bringing us here this morning? Aren't they amazing? What you guys doing are so amazing, especially through all these unique and crazy times we just went through and are still going through. Wow, amazing stuff. Okay, one unifying and a unique feature of a lot of different American and African musical genres is syncopation. This is a crazy word. I want you to say it with me. Syncopation. Syncopation. Haha, good. Syncopation is what happens when there is a shift from the regularly stressed beats in music to irregular. So usually you feel something on the beat, right? But then syncopation has it on the upbeat. It's kind of hard to do it without us playing it for you. So it also, when you have a pulse and a groove, it gives the whole thing a different feeling. So we're gonna do a little syncopation for you, and I'm gonna have you guys clap with us a little bit, but here we go. You guys did good, you guys did. But this time, I want you to really listen to the violas and everybody in the background. Now I'm gonna add a little more orchestra to this so you can hear it. And just listen to how the downbeat and the music goes above it. Here we go. Everybody now. Everybody 135. 1, 2, all right, give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are so incredible. You learned about canons and cadenzas and syncopation. You guys have learned so much today. It's incredible. We're going to play this Marvin Gaye tune for you. It's called Inner City Blues, and it features a lot of syncopation. Thank you so much, everybody. So Marvin Gaye's music was a reflection of the times he lived in. So this next song by Marvin Gaye, which we just played, really spoke to sort of the poverty and injustice and environmental issues that were going on. So he was a very powerful singer, songwriter, musician who combined a lot of what was going on in the world, which was very scary and different at the time, and he put it into music and he expressed himself in that way. So we have one more tune for you, and then we're going to open up the floor for some questions. If you have any questions, really think about them, because we're going to ask you guys a little bit today, and we'd love to hear from you. So here is one of the most iconic and amazing songs by Marvin Gaye. It's called "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." Have you ever heard of that one? The teachers have heard of that one, right? There you go, my teachers. So I want to say that this has been so much fun to play with you guys, play for you guys. Have you guys had fun today? Do you guys want to come back and hear New Deco again? No, you don't? No, you don't want to come back and hear us again? Do you guys want to come and hear New Deco play some more? All right. We got one more song. It's "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." Everybody stand up. Everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So, question and answer time. Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say we love doing this. We love playing music. We love interacting with you. We love sharing what we love with you. And we hope we inspire you to maybe think about music or think about the arts in any way. We need more culture and art. So if you like this concert, please let us know. Now, who has a question for us? Yes, ma'am. Ooh, great question. What does rhythm and blues stand for? Does someone in the back want to answer that? It's just a style of music that combines the blues, which was a popular form in the United States, and also just rhythm. So it gives it a different sort of feel than just blues. And it kind of migrated to be R&B. So when you hear like an R&B artist, that actually means rhythm and blues. Great question. Yes, ma'am.
Is is there anyone that lived in Africa played music?
Yeah, so much music today comes from Africa. So many of the styles that we play on stage came from Africa. In fact, maybe 2 years ago, we worked with an artist named Richard Bona, and he came from Cameroon, Africa, and he came and knocked our socks off. Some of the most incredible artists of all time, some of those powerful leaders ever to have walked the planet came from Africa. Incredible country that has given us so much. Okay. This guy's been having his hand up all day. What's your question, sir?
I'm from Africa.
You're from Africa? Where are you from?
I'm from Africa.
Right. But what country in Africa are you from?
I think South.
South Africa. Cool. Wow. Yael's parents are from South Africa as well. So neat. Any other questions over here? Over here. Okay, come back over here. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of guitar is that?
Ooh, Aaron Libos, what kind of guitar are you playing on today? It's an electric guitar. It was made by somebody in Argentina. Okay, we got time for like maybe 2 more questions. Yes, in the back right there. If you were what? If you were in college? Well, hopefully, if you want to go to college, which I think you all should try to go to college, they are going to help you with the instruments. They're going to help you get you all the education you need. You are standing very tall. Yes, sir.
So basically, I have 2 questions in one. So how old is music and where does it originate from?
Ooh, how old is music and where does it originate from? Man, you are stumping me over here. I think music is as old as time itself. Music comes from the cosmos. They even say the stars in the galaxy has a certain hum to it, a certain rhythm to it. There's music in everything in life, the way you walk, the breath, sun sets and rises at a certain rhythm, a certain cadence. The winds and the oceans and the waves and the moon, they're all moving at a certain rhythm. So I think music is old as time itself. And I think it's just has evolved. Now, classical music, maybe I would say last 400, 500 years has really taken shape. And the funny thing, only up until the 19th, 20th century, classical music was the pop music of the day. Okay, we got time for one more question. Oh, yes, ma'am, right over there. What did we what? Oh, when did we start music? I started playing the tuba. Y'all know what the tuba is? The big brass instrument. I was 11 years old and I started playing. And then later on in life, I decided I wanted to be a conductor because the tuba sat in the back of the orchestra. I wanted to stand in the front of the orchestra. So I became a conductor. You guys have been really amazing. I just want to thank a few people. We would not be able to do these concerts without the Lincoln Road Business Improvement District. They have been so supportive of us. The Frederick A. DeLuca Foundation, the George M. Perez Foundation, the Heinemann Foundation, the Albert and Jane Namad Foundation, Peacock Foundation, Bachelor Foundation, the Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs, the State of Florida Division of Cultural Affairs, Miami Beach Cultural Arts Council, and the Miami-Dade County Public School System who made this total performance happen. Let's give all those people a big round of applause. And the last biggest shout out I want to give is to all the teachers. You guys are amazing. We love you. Thank you so much, teachers. Give it up for the teachers in the room. Come on, give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, y'all. I love you so much. We hope to have you back and come see New Deco again. Do you guys want to come see New Deco again? I can't hear you. Do you want to come see New Deco again? All right, you guys have an amazing rest of your day. We love you. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Stay in your seats, though. We're going to direct you out, but thank you, everybody.
Piano con tu cuerpo.